Hey dear, it's just about time for bed, so I just wanted to check in on you. I know this punishment has been tough on you. You look pretty good considering, but how are you feeling? Hmm? Mm-hmm. In other words, nothing's changed. Yeah, of course not. I figured that was the case, but I needed to make sure. But just so you know, I get it. Honestly, I'm not doing so well myself. And that's why I brought a pick-me-up. Just a little something I whipped up for dinner. A seafood paella with shrimp, scallops, and lobster tail. I was a little tired of green peas, so I chopped up some cauliflower instead. I think I prefer it this way, if I'm being honest. And I added just a bit of my vodka cream sauce, so every spoonful just melts in your mouth. It came out very well, if I do say so myself. In the past, whenever I was feeling down, I could always pick myself up again by spending time in the kitchen. And when things got complicated, cooking, baking, sautéing, flambeing, those things made the world simple again so I could move on and face another day. And that's what got me through childhood after my mom left us. And that's what earned me the most praise from my father. And that's what paid the bills after he passed away. Cooking was all I had. But then you walked into my restaurant. That's when things started to change. I realized that cooking by itself wasn't nearly as important as who you were cooking for. Don't get me wrong, I loved cooking for my dad, but that was more out of responsibility. Every time he tried to cook, he would almost burn the house down. The most he could teach me was what not to do in the kitchen. If it wasn't for me, we would have eaten takeout every single day. Can you imagine? Even as a child who loved her kids' meals and free toys, I could tell that wasn't the way to go. But it's always been different with you. There was no responsibility, only joy. You chose my food. Time and time again, you chose me. So cooking for you became the thing that drove me forward, inspired me to try new recipes, motivated me to keep trying my best for both of our sakes. So I made this paella with you in mind. How does it look? Not so fast, dear. It's so good. I just asked you how it looks. I never said you could eat any. Please don't misunderstand me. Even though I made this meal with you in mind, the fact of the matter is, you still haven't earned it. Not after all the pain and disappointment you've put me through, lying about where you've been, trying to contact your ex after I specifically told you to just focus on me. Do you really think you deserve anything from me after that? I think not, so try your best to fill your stomach with this. The way you are now, the smell should be more than enough to satisfy you. But it was nice to see you reach out for it so desperately. Did the cuffs chafe you during all that struggling? Aren't you supposed to be worried about me putting something extra in the food? Or are you already starved to the point where that no longer bothers you? That was fast. It's only been... I guess it's been 15 days since we started your punishment. 15 days without any food. But it feels like we just started yesterday. Time sure flew while I was having fun. Isn't it funny? It's almost like we're back where we started, with you tied up and at my mercy while I patiently wait for you to have a change of heart. For the first week after I tied you up down here, you didn't so much as beg for scraps, and you were able to resist every time I tried to tempt you with food. You always did point your resolve in the wrong direction, aiming it at everything and everyone except the person who would do anything for you. But I can tell things are different now. These past few days, you've started to crack. and the desperation is shining through. Pretty soon, you'd probably lick food off my feet if you had to. But I'm glad. After all this time, we finally get a hint of honesty. Of course, it's not enough to forgive you, but I'd say that it's cause for celebration, wouldn't you? Hey, don't look so disappointed. Is celebrating with me really such a terrible idea? You sure? Because I was going to give you a spoonful. I mean it. Seeing your reaction has put me in a good mood. The way your eyes lit up when I said that, like you're clinging on to some last piece of hope, it almost makes me not want to feed you. But like I said, it's a time to celebrate. Here you go. Say Wow, you're making it look so delicious. At least I know for certain that right now you actually feel that way. What was that? Please don't talk with your mouth full, dear. Savor everything in your mouth as you chew, then swallow. Good. Now try that again. Oh, you always meant it? You mean you always thought my food was delicious? I see. Well, I'm glad that never changed. But it wasn't enough to earn your honesty, so that doesn't make me feel much better. But I don't need to go into that right now. We're celebrating. Here, have another spoonful. Please eat slowly. We don't want your stomach to explode or something after being starved for so long. Technically, I don't think you should be having this much rice, but I just couldn't resist. I always end up overcooking for special occasions. Yes, it is a very important day for both of us. But first things first. Since you have a little food in your system, we should get you ready for bed, okay? I'll tell you all about it while I give you a quick wash. Let me just put this plate away and bring what we need. Okay, are you ready? Now, let's get you all cleaned up. I know it might feel a little rough on your skin, but that's just how it is. You have to put up with it for now. I have to do this. It's the only way to keep you clean. After all, you can't do it yourself, now can you? You really can't do anything on your own, huh? You're so frail. You're so frail, so helpless. I used to say that your health was my top priority, but since you rejected that, it's only natural that things turned out like this. Now you need me to provide for every basic need. I didn't mind at first. Why would I? After all, that's all I tried to do from the very beginning. But lately, I've realized that this has gotten unfair. There, all cleaned up. What's that look for? Did I say something weird? Oh, no, I didn't mean unfair to you. I talked enough about how much you deserve this. No, I mean this is unfair to me. Just think about it. Here I am, clinging to my lost love, spending all my energy on someone who's already rejected and betrayed me. It's not healthy, don't you think? So, I've decided we should break up. Yeah, you heard me. This relationship isn't working out, no matter how hard I try. So I think it's time to move on. But how do you feel about it? Of course I mean it. I have no reason to lie to you. So you also need to answer honestly. Do you think we should give up on us? Your enthusiasm kind of hurts, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I knew you'd say that. In fact, you could say things would be complicated if you disagreed. Nothing, just a figure of speech. Anyway, let's get you out of those cuffs. Yes, right now. There's plenty to do. Well, how is it? Do your wrists hurt? Of course they don't. In fact, I bet you can't feel much of anything right now, can you? Go ahead. You're finally free. Get up and run away. That's all you've been thinking about these past 2 weeks, right? Well, here's your chance. Wait, I guess you can't. Was the pie of rice really too heavy for you? You know how you get when you have too many carbs. Or was it something else in the dish? Oops. Good thing the effects are kicking in. Otherwise it would have really hurt to fall over like that. Like I said, I figured you would agree that we should end things, and decided that this was the best way to go about it. It'll be painless and much less messy. You understand, don't you, dear? Don't worry about me. I'll be just fine. I'm a professional, so I have a tolerance to my own blends. I could clean off your plate with no effect, but 2 spoonfuls is more than you can handle. But what I don't have a tolerance for is breaking up. This was my first real relationship after all. It'll be tough, but I think I can survive. I'm confident I can find a new love. And when I do, I won't make the same mistakes I did with you. After I make them fall in love with me, I won't hold back and give them a chance to change their mind. I'll use every recipe I have to make them slave to me, body and mind. You know, just to be safe. Things didn't work out for us, but I'll get my happily ever after thanks to you and the confidence you've given me. Sending you off peacefully is the least I can do. Shh, 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 shh. Please don't try to speak. You're going to go to sleep now, and when you wake up... I know. I'll send your ex-girlfriend right behind you. That way, you won't be lonely, right? You wanted to escape and be with her again. Well, here's your chance. Lucky you. You get to do something so romantic. I'm a little jealous. So just relax and let it happen. I'll never forget you. Good night.